r/AskReddit. What is perfectly legal but creepy as hell? Presented by Redditous. This one hits close to home. A good friend of mine lives in a major East Coast city. As a single woman, she is extra cautious. She was the victim of an unknown local Instagram celebrity this weekend. Basically, this guy follows people, guys and girls, around and records them. When they get annoyed and tell him to stop, he gets more and more obnoxious, trying to get a reaction. He is careful not to cross the legal line for stalking, etc., and does it in public, so be expectation of privacy. He then posts the inevitable freakout online. I'm not going to share the page. My friend made the cut because I don't want to grace this troll with the page views. TL. Doctor, creepily videoing people in public. Okay, edit. Harris' Insta account is deleted. Not gonna tell you which video is my friend though. Edit 2. Friend called the cops. They know of the guy. Told her she could get a restraining order, but that's a lot of paperwork and a court date, and you have to tell the court your full name and address and work address. And do you want him to have that? Metro cops have decided they have way more important things to take care of in that city. Memorizing the age of consent in every state or country. Memorizing the age of consent. A surprising amount of these comments would fit well in Cards Against Humanity. Child marriage. In Massachusetts, you can marry with parental consent at the age of 12. Someone I know has a cousin that has 3 babies with 3 different dads. She married one of her baby daddy's fathers, so the baby daddy and his own kid are technically stepbrothers. My uncle had a son, but didn't want anything to do with him. My grandma adopted him. I call him my cousin-uncle. My mom calls him her nephew brother. She passed up broth you. The real portmanteau is always in the comments. Smelling strangers. In an obvious way, sniffing, with eye contact, followed by a smile, but from a couple feet away. Why can't it be a couple inches? God didn't want you to have a big one. Creepy old dude would rub one out in front of the bay window of his house when kids were waiting for the school bus on the corner. Apparently he knew it wasn't illegal. The police couldn't cite him as he was in his house, and people looking in the windows would have been the culprit. They were sympathetic, but couldn't do anything. He had unsuccessfully petitioned the bus company to pick up and drop off kids anywhere but on his lawn. This was his way of trying to convince the bus company it would be better to move. They did. He won the battle. However, one of the parents beat the living crap out of him one afternoon as he took his garbage cans back up to his house. Strangely enough, there were no witnesses. Just yesterday, a male customer in my pizzeria took a picture of a female customer's butt. Another customer saw and informed her. She was very upset and called the police. We tried to help her, but unfortunately there is nothing illegal about what he did. I was about to comment if public pictures are illegal. I remember a video of a guy recording a young girl dancing on the sidewalk. Everyone shamed him, but his argument is she shouldn't be dancing there if she doesn't want to be recorded. Yeah, it's technically not illegal. Courts have ruled you have no expectation of privacy when you're out in public. So surveillance cameras and just random creep shots of strangers aren't illegal. There is a guy in our neighborhood that walks his pit bull back and forth in front of the local elementary school with a baseball bat wrapped in Barbedwire McFarley style. He doesn't talk to anyone, and he only does it Tuesday, Thursday and Friday. Edit. I don't go near him, but for one time. My daughter is 14 months old, and we were walking up to the playground and she threw her cuppy out of the stroller. It rolled over by him. I walked over, picked it up, and he looks at me, then looks at her and says, "Cute kid." There are a lot of cute kids these days. I was like, thanks. Edit 2. We live in a small town in Pennsylvania. The police know of the situation, and when new people move into the area they get calls about it. Edit 3. I'm in between Reading and Philly. The guy has done me nor anyone I know any harm, and while I think it's creepy, I wish no ill will towards him. I won't be going any more specific than this, just mainly because it's the internet and some people might out crazy this guy. Other than that, I know zilch about the guy. So, there is an opening for Monday and Wednesday. Dubs. Licking the air around a stranger's head. W. This is the taste of a liar. Giano Giovanna. I worked at a public library for a few weeks in university, and we kicked a full-grown man out for printing off too many pictures of Hannah Montana. Not illegal, but apparently you can still be kicked out for unsettling the staff. It's also not illegal to roller skate through a library, but apparently they can still kick you out for it, even if there's no signs or anything. Paparazzi 100%. It is considered creepy for me to be taking pictures of my neighbors, but apparently it's fine if it's a celebrity. Always baffled me. I've always wanted to make a magazine dedicated to following the lives of members of the paparazzi, take candid photos of them with their family, write ridiculous articles on what they're eating or wearing. Ideally intrude on their privacy so much they complain, and then point out the delicious irony. I'd call it Paparazzi the Paparazzi. Edit. Okay, everyone seems to love this. Please feel free to steal it. I don't live in the States, and there isn't a huge amount of paparazzi where I live, so I wouldn't be able to pull this off. If anyone can, please be my guest. Make sure to send me a link as I'd love to see this idea take flight. You could probably get several celebrities to invest to get it started, and I bet half of Hollywood would subscribe. I fear that this would breed some sort of super shameless superazzi. Purchasing rope, condoms and nighttime sleep aids at the same time. Necrophilia is legal in some states, including in states where sodomy is illegal. I've always wondered if it's legal to sodomize a corpse. In most states it counts as abuse of or desecration of a corpse. Federal offense, up to 5 in prison. Pretty much the only thing you can pin on it, since there's bound to be damage to the corpse. I know when I have sex with dead bodies I'm pretty gentle with it. You're a kind soul. That's what they say until they're dead and being gently sexed. Good horror movies. r/technical literature. Investigating strangers' social media. You know how every now and then there's a comment on here that gains some traction that's basically I deleted my last account because a stalker found out it was me, followed by a few adventurous souls that always go, oh, can anyone do that to me? Someone try to find out who I am. Well, people can. I've done that once or twice just to see if I could. I found at least one person's real life name, address, phone number, and family members. And guess what? Not illegal, given you're not threatening them or anything. Edit. Christ guys, when I said I've done it, I was saying how easy it was, so don't ask people to do that. But here we are folks. Covering your naked body in peanut butter and dry humping a couch for viewers online. Is this just off the top of your head, or is there context to this? Do I kink shame you? Kink shaming is my kink. Getting DMs from someone you've never met telling you all the things they like about you. Edit. Shout out to all the people that are making my day by telling me they love me. Edit 2. Also, a big shout out to the people who are making this a meme and are making me laugh out loud in the middle of class. Amway. Somehow, a male rape victim has to pay child support for a baby made through their rape and can go to jail for not paying it, effectively making being raped a crime. Tasting someone's sweat to see if they are lying. Following cars too closely while driving a Crown Vic. Edit. Since I'm catching a bit of heat for the legality of following too closely, I can only speak for VAB, but this is the code section for VAB. 46.2-816. Following too closely. The driver of motor vehicle shall not follow another vehicle, trailer, or semi-trailer more closely than is reasonable and prudent, having due regard to the speed of both vehicles and the traffic on and conditions of the highway at the time. It's written vaguely on purpose. Closely than is reasonable is determined by the discretion of the officer. It's almost complete officer discretion to determine whether you broke the law by following too closely or not. Doublers in RuneScape. Drop all your cash and press Alt F4 then. When you pick it up again it will be doubled. Flashback to Darkscape. Believe it or not, in most states, cannibalism is legal. The act of eating another person is not an illegal action directly. However, it is next to impossible to acquire human meat legally, but if you can manage to do that, you can eat it in front of a police station in public and they can't do anything. My cousin is dating her baby daddy's cousin. It's weird as fizzle stick to me cause they're basically related through blood. I won't say blood related, cause that usually has a different meaning, but they have a short line that connects their blood. I find it especially weird cause she used to try to bug me about dating a relative when really I was dating a family friend that neither of us were related to in any way, shape, or form. She definitely did it out of jealousy though, cause she made out with him less than an hour after we broke up, and then she goes and dates someone that's pretty much actually related to fizzle sticking drugs, man. Being nude and nudist reserves, at least I think. Masturbating on an airplane doesn't sound like it should be. Riding around town with a prop human skeleton buckled into the passenger seat. Essentially making out with your dog and thinking it's some simple and cute bonding experience. Having sex with a tree. I don't know how this works. Getting into a conversation with yourself on Reddit and spanning thousands of posts. Pulling mint chips out of the urinals and offering them to people. Amputating one of your body parts, cooking it properly and then consuming it. Going to your local park and showing the children proper workout techniques. Playing the Halloween theme on repeat through a loudspeaker, especially in the middle of May. Purchasing pineapples and condoms, then making shifty eye contact with the store clerk. Necrophilia itself isn't exactly outlawed, but you'll get desecration of a corpse or something similar. Sporting a ski mask and walking around in public, doing normal things. Placing a candy bar on a plate and eating it with a fork and knife. Using the used paper towels in a public bathroom instead of pulling your own. Emptying containers, Clorox, Windex, and putting safe beverages in them, then taking sips in public. Running around the streets in a trench coat, then flashing people with a nude colored bodysuit. Masturbating to photos of people you know in real life. Getting into a choreographed fight with your best friend in public eye, preferably with fake blood. Letting out a massive stink bomb and waving it toward an elder, shifting away while they can't escape the stench and get ultimate blame for the nasal onslaught. Walking around with a child and a makeshift defensive tool. I've done this and it isn't illegal, but people call the cops anyway. Browsing items in a shop and not buying anything. Bonus points. Picking up every single thing. More bonus points. Acting like you stole something, but you really didn't. Masturbating then shaking someone's hand without washing directly after. Flirting hardcore with an 18-year-old when you're geriatric. Bestiality, not bestiality, still legal in many states for some reason. Taking someone's clothes out at the laundromat and giving them a big whiff. Peeling off or shedding out a layer of skin, keeping it fully intact, and wearing it as an article of clothing. Reverse pickpocketing hot dogs into random people's pockets. As a guy with no beauty understanding, putting on a bad wig and applying red lipstick haphazardly far outside the lip range. Cheating on someone and going home to them when they're none the wiser. Masturbating on an elevator, not illegal so much as wrong on many levels. Picking your nose and flicking boogers at random people. Pretending to be homeless to get free money, then driving off in your car when nobody notices. Placing a cardboard cutout of a creepy guy in your window to stare at everyone in the neighborhood.